college. Damn. See, I wouldn't sell any of my comics. I have street smarts. February 2008, it was announced that production would go to Canada, despite George Miller's wishes to keep production in Fox Studios Australia, because he's an Australian fella. By the way, I found out they have Warner Brothers Studios in Australia. I didn't even know that. I think that's where they filmed Superman Returns. And they filmed King Kong, I guess, in Australia. I don't know. I know I think they filmed Lord of the Rings there. Or was it in New Zealand? I forget. Let's see. Filmmakers still admitted that the film was supposed to be out in the 2009 theatrical release date, but was hoping to start filming mid-July 2008. So apparently 10 years ago, we would have had Justice League. Which would have been interesting, and it definitely would have beat Marvel to the Avengers Justice League race. But you know who won that one, unfortunately. 2010 interview, Armie Hammer discussed how he and fellow cast members went about getting into character for the film. He said, "We had a brain surgeon, a psychiatrist, a Joseph Campbell expert, and all of these people in every single table meeting we had for a month. And then all the actors were also training in character. So the Flash, Adam Brody, was training as the Flash with numbers of rubber bands so that he would be fast and twitchy. Aquaman, Canberra, went swimming a lot, and Miller sent him to go swimming with dolphins in North California for hours, so he could be used to being around sea creatures. Batman, being the only human for the Justice League, is having to really prove himself there. He had him do martial arts and do Ultimate Detective, so he would have play psychological games with all of us." So he was playing psychological games with the guy who was going to play Batman and everyone else. Damn. Why didn't they get George Miller to direct Justice League? I mean, nothing against Zack Snyder. I don't want people writing #release the Snyder Cut. I don't want that, okay? I'm just saying, George Miller, Mad Max. Why didn't you get him to do it? In fact, why didn't you get him to do the reshoots? He would leave me out of things, like intentionally, but I wouldn't know this until months later, when I would just get the feeling of what's going on. Why is everybody? Because he wanted me to constantly get into that paranoid mind frame of Batman. George Miller's mean. But I like this one where the last part is, what is going on? Why is everybody? And getting into the constant paranoid mind frame of Batman. That kind of sounds like me. I'd get paranoid about things. Not really, though, but I'm always steps ahead of people. I'm just a jerk. During the interview, Armie Hammer divulged details about his costume and describes the suit as being, quote, very characteristic. Yeah, I guess is the best way to say it. Armie Hammer also spoke in a 2017 interview, saying a few more details about his portrayal of Batman in Justice League Mortal. He said, quote, "It's funny. It was pre-Christian Bale. But the Christian Bale Batman had a lot more in common with it than anything previously. Whether it be George Clooney, the Michael Keaton, or all those, which is almost campy." Hey, dude. Keaton wasn't campy. This one was about a guy who is severely psychologically almost damaged. Why do they always do that? Why does it always have to be psychologically damaged? Can we get a Batman that's kind of, ready? It was dark and really intense, and this guy had major trust issues. The whole thing. It was a great concept. It was a really cool idea. This one kind of bugs me right here, coming up, where Hammer talks about it. I gotta highlight it because, shoot. He discussed the fight between Superman and Wonder Woman as the film's climax. Superman and Wonder Woman had the most brutal fight with each other that you've ever seen. It would be like two superheroes actually fighting and destroying multiple cities by accident. Because they don't even see anything else other than trying to destroy the person in front of them. It was incredible. I mean, at one point they destroyed an aircraft by accident. Okay. There are some concept arts of Batman that... I know they released a photo of the cast in a bat suit, which was released by... someone, so... It was interesting. Alright, the script opens in Metropolis for a fallen hero. And everyone in the League is present except Batman. The heroes are wearing the black versions of their normal costume, so we would have seen a Superman in a black suit, all that. Batman is in the cave using a satellite known as Brother Eye to spy on the other heroes. It's very Batman. Alfred enters the cave and informs him that Bruce Wayne has a birthday party to attend. Dun 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 dun. Batman shuts down Brother Eye and exits the cave. After he leaves Brother Eye, it reactivates itself. Ain't that a shocker? Denver, Colorado. The capital where everyone could get high. Detective John Jones, aka Martian Manhunter, for those who don't know, is investigating a crime scene where he discovers a jar containing what looks like a seahorse. He removes the seahorse from the jar. The creature sprays him, and with an unknown substance, causing him to burst into flames. And in a panic, John Jones takes off by accidentally setting everything he comes to contact with him on fire. Sets everything around him on fire, basically. Barry Allen's having lunch with his wife, his wife Iris, after smoking pot. For those who don't know, Colorado, you could get high. You could buy pot, which is awesome. Not really, but, it's awesome. It's the best way to do things. At a superhero-themed restaurant known as Planet Krypton. By the way, I think they did that in Kingdom Come, where they had a restaurant superhero theme, and they have it in Batman. I wish they had that now. The Bat Burger. Yeah, so that would have been cool though. I'm surprised Six Flags has never done it. They should. After seeing a news story of one of the TVs over at the bar, he rushes into the huge inferno. Running through Denver, Colorado, Barry pulls out his Flash costume and races off to Denver to help. When the Flash arrives in Denver, he's greeted by Wonder Woman. One of our listeners' favorite superhero, by the way. Our listener who I chat with regularly, who I know very, very well, loves Wonder Woman. She's like a huge Wonder Woman fan. Wonder Woman's #1 fan. Together, they are able to subdue Manhunter by tying him up with Wonder Woman's lasso of truth and blasts him with constant streams of water. I will say this one. It kind of starts out slow, in my opinion. It doesn't really boom. And with today's time, it just wouldn't work. Because, dude, that was just creepy. My lights just went off. And now they're back on. I'm still in the air, so that just kind of freaked me out. With today's time, yes, it just wouldn't really work with a superhero film. You had to do it, solo film, build its way up to a Justice League film. I just don't think, this film just doesn't sound bad. It just doesn't fit in with today's time frame of way superheroes are nowadays. You have to do a solo film, just to build up, and hopefully it becomes great. It's just kind of how it is. Back at Wayne Manor, Bruce is greeted by his friend and owner of Planet Krypton restaurants, Maxwell Lord. When did Batman have friends? I mean, Batman doesn't look like the kind of guy that would be like, I'll be friends with that dude. He looks like the kind of guy who's just like, I need to get away from everybody, because if not, then, I see Joker and I'll punch. It's just, it doesn't, I don't see it. And why would he be friends with someone who has a restaurant called Planet Krypton? By Maxwell Lord and Talia al Ghul, who mysteriously appears at the party. Maxwell tells Bruce the story about how Talia helped Batman defeat her father, Ra's al Ghul. Ra's al Ghul, for those who don't know, Ra's al Ghul. And how afterwards Batman abandoned her and left her alone. Alfred interrupts to inform Bruce the situation in Denver. I don't know why they have Talia in this. I don't know why, but it just doesn't fit. I don't know. If you have Catwoman, then by all means it'd be perfect. Anyway, let's see. Back in New York. How did they get to New York? I thought it was Colorado. Back in New York, Wonder Woman and Flash have Manhunter submerged in an oatmeal bath pool at Wonder Woman's hideout, I guess. I don't know. Conservatory. To keep him from bursting into flames, Superman arrives and meets the Flash for the first time. Manhunter tells Superman about the seahorse and say whoever set this up knew that the Manhunter's weakness is fire. I get the feeling this is going to be like Justice League Tower of Babel, I think, where Batman... It became like Justice League Doom, where Batman has like a list of every hero's weakness. So shit, this is going to be like Tower of Babel. Or Babel, whatever they call it. Tower of Babel. Flash returns home to do